He said, "You'll never touch my money again." I smiled, because he had no idea what was coming. Brittany Scott slammed the letter down on her desk, her heart racing. For years, her ex-husband, a self-proclaimed financial genius, had manipulated and lied, leaving her scrambling to survive. But Brittany wasn't the type to back down. She was smart, determined, and had spent months carefully building her case. When the divorce papers hit the judge's desk, she knew this wasn't just about money, it was about proving her worth. From the beginning, Brittany had been underestimated. Friends and family had warned her not to expect anything, and her ex had laughed in her face countless times, flaunting his wealth and belittling her efforts. "You'll never see a dime," he had said with that smug, untouchable grin. But Brittany had something he didn't: patience, precision, and a plan. She pored over documents, searching for anything he might have missed. Every email, every bank statement, every overlooked contract clause became ammunition in her hands. She worked late into the nights, often skipping meals, just to ensure she could counter his arrogance with undeniable facts. Every piece of evidence was another brick in the wall she was building, a fortress of truth he couldn't break down. The day of the hearing finally arrived, and Brittany felt a mixture of nerves and anticipation. She walked into the courtroom, head high, holding the envelope that contained her final move, a letter she had poured her heart into. This wasn't just legal jargon. It was a direct, clever, and almost theatrical account of the way he had tried to control her finances and her life. She had sprinkled in humor, carefully chosen phrases, and a touch of irony that she knew would get under his skin. It was a masterpiece of passive aggression, designed not just to win, but to make a statement. When the judge began reading the letter aloud, Brittany noticed something she didn't expect. He was laughing softly at first, then louder. The courtroom went quiet, all eyes on him, then on her ex, whose confident expression faltered. Every pointed jab Brittany had written, every sarcastic remark about his failed attempts to hide assets or intimidate her, hit with precision. The room filled with a strange mix of tension and amusement, and Brittany felt a thrill of vindication. She was finally turning the tables. Her ex tried to interject, red-faced and stammering, but the judge just waved him off, still chuckling. "Miss Scott," he said, trying to regain his composure, "I have to say, this is one of the most entertaining yet effective letters I've ever read in court. It's clear you know exactly what you're doing." Brittany smiled inwardly. This was more than a win, it was proof that wit, intellect, and strategy could dismantle arrogance in ways sheer force never could. The man who thought he was a financial genius had been outplayed in his own game, not with shouting, but with a few well-written pages. By the end of the hearing, the outcome was clear. The judge granted her a favorable ruling, ensuring Brittany would receive the financial settlement she deserved. Her ex left the courtroom, pale and speechless, while Brittany felt a rush of pure triumph. She had faced ridicule, doubt, but she emerged victorious, not just financially, but morally and mentally stronger. Walking out of the courthouse, Brittany felt a sense of freedom she hadn't known in years. She had turned the laughter and scorn directed at her into her greatest weapon. From that day forward, she carried herself differently, proud, empowered, and confident that no one's arrogance could ever overshadow her intelligence and perseverance. And as she held the settlement check in her hand, she couldn't help but whisper to herself, "You'll never touch my money again?" No, you'll never touch me again either. Brittany Scott had won, and she knew this victory was only the beginning of the life she was meant to lead. She had rewritten her own story, and the final chapter was all hers. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story of triumph, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.